Hi friends, this is a video of the full moon through the window. And let's have a quick sharing about having an agenda versus setting an intention. When we have an agenda, we're moving from the ego more, where we devise a plan of something that we want to happen and the steps of how it should happen. And then we try to control the situation so it can fit our plan. And sometimes we can get frustrated. We can employ methods like manipulation to exercise that control and try to convince somebody to do something, or even it could be ourselves. Whereas if instead of an agenda we have an intention, we move more from the soul and we set an intention of what we want to achieve, get, accomplish. And then we trust intuition and surrender control so that we take inspired action. And sometimes it can seem that when we move from the soul and with intention, we get to the end slower, but the process is so enjoyable and so aligned with everybody else and everything involved that in the end it works out way better than we could have planned it, and it almost happens effortlessly because you're pulled by passion to do this thing, talk to that person, do that thing, and little by little you collect all the puzzle pieces, and in the end you got there and it's like, oh wow, that just happened. So it's good to examine how do we move through life, and are we trying to impose an agenda on it, or do we try to set an intention and then listen to our intuition? For example, today I decided I really want a spinach croissant from this coffee shop in town that I go to. So when I woke up in the morning, I already knew what I want. This is my intention, and I made sure to take some money with me on my walk. So I went and did my walk, and then went to the coffee shop to get what I wanted, and I met 5 different friends there. Pretty much everybody that was in the coffee shop was my friend. So it was wonderful to see them all. And one of these friends I hadn't seen in a long time, and we just quickly got caught up. And I told her about being a spiritual life coach now. And she was like, wow, this is great. I really need to talk to you. So it was perfect. It was perfect alignment. And my intuition somehow knew that I had to be at the coffee shop to meet that friend of mine. So I followed my craving for spinach croissant, and I was there at the right place at the right time to meet the right person who could use my gifts. And it felt wonderful, like the whole thing felt wonderful. So that would be moving from intention, which my intention as a spiritual life coach is to help people that need help in the sense of they want to create some changes in their life, or they have some questions, and if I could assist them, I'll be more than happy to. And I'll give you an example of manipulation. Manipulation would be once I made this friend, and she had to go on a trip, and she really wanted me to dog sit for her. And she had the most adorable Jack Russells, which I was walking for her because I just love them so much. So one day when I was over there at her place, she insisted on bringing over the dogs to my place for them to possibly stay there for a week while she's traveling. And I really didn't know that this was the plan, so I was not prepared at all. And I agreed to it, although I knew my cats would be upset because my cats had never met dogs before. But I thought, okay, they're little dogs, we can give it a try. But I felt uncomfortable the whole time because I could feel that she had an agenda that would work for her, and the best solution would be to just drop off the dogs at my place and for me to dog sit them. And I did not agree to that. So she came over with the dogs. My cats naturally were upset, and I just did not see that thing happening. So I ended up talking to her further, and when she left, I felt like off. Like somebody was trying to control me and impose something on me that I did not agree to. And when I analyzed it, I realized that that was her agenda. And it did not feel good, but because I understand things on lots of levels, I thought, okay, she really stressed out. Who's gonna watch her dogs? She didn't know anybody else, and that seemed the solution for her. So I talked to her further, and I told her it's not going to work to have the dogs in my place, but I can find somebody that can watch the dogs in her place because I have a lot of friends. And I created a solution for her that she became comfortable with. So in any sense, what I'm trying to illustrate with these examples is that it is better if we have a problem. Let's say her problem was, I need somebody to watch my dogs while I'm gone for a week or so. Instead of trying to force the solution and control somebody and coerce them into doing it, we could just say, okay, I need somebody to watch my dogs. I'm going to ask around, and I know that whatever I need is going to be provided for. So I'm going to follow my intuition, and whoever I think of, I'm going to ask that person if they can, and if they cannot, if they can recommend somebody else. And what happened is that eventually the person that she ended up hiring could really use the job at that time, and it worked out perfect for everybody because she could stay with the dogs at the apartment, and they didn't feel like somebody else, they didn't feel lonely or anything. Anyway, these are my stories for today. That it's better, instead of trying to control and manipulate, allow things to naturally happen and follow our intuition and set our intention. This is what I want. I don't know how I'm gonna get it or how it's gonna happen, but you can ask the universe, God, source, whatever it is that you believe in, to show you what would be the best way and the best outcome for everybody involved, and just trust that your intuition is going to guide you. And in this way, you're not manipulating energy, and you're not creating tension for yourself and others and pressure, but you allow things naturally to unfold in the best way possible. And as they're unfolding, it really feels like a river moving through you. Like the Rumi quote, when you move from your soul, it's like a river moving through you. So this is my story for today. Again, to recap, it's about intention versus trying to force an agenda. And when we try to force an agenda, usually the way we know is because we have a set plan of how things should be. And if they don't go according to that plan or those steps, we get upset. Whereas when we move from our soul, we set an intention, and even if something that we thought, okay, this is going, to take me that direction, but then it ends up not happening, we don't see it as a problem, but it's like, okay, well, I guess it took me to this place. It's almost like taking different kinds of transportation to get somewhere, and there isn't like a direct bus that will take you from A to B. So you get on one, and then you have to get on another, and maybe you have to walk a little bit, and then you have to get on a boat. But if you're enjoying the journey and you're convinced that you're gonna get to the end, in time, you can meet so many wonderful people along the way, be in a position to help somebody, be in a position to be helped by somebody, and have so many wonderful exchanges of love and kindness and caring that contribute to your growth and evolution as a soul. That by the time you get to the end, you're going to be like, oh, I'm here. I had so many adventures. Maybe I should keep going. And then you create a new intention and you keep going. And that is the journey of the soul. No control. Just surrender and inspired action.